Chapter 3 The Garden. Warm up. Do you have a garden at your side? Do you take care of it? What kind of plants do you have in your garden? The garden in my backyard hummed with the songs of summer twilight. Crickets hiding under lush green foliage chirped around me. Bumblebees buzzed along thick honeysuckle vines bordering the back of the garden. Maple tree leaves rustled in the soft evening breeze. In the middle of the garden is the old olive tree with nests of sparrows perched safely between the branches. The mother sparrow carefully nestles her babies who have very recently come into this world. All day long they scream on top of their voices, making Father Sparrow run for more worms as their food. In the front right corner, clumps of spiky grass poked from the ground. I pulled one clump and unearthed a small orange carrot. Brushing the damp dirt off, I tossed it into my basket. Squelch, squelch. My shoes left imprints in the red clay as I moved farther back into the garden. Swatting a mosquito away, my arm brushed against the wet leaves of a tomato plant taller than my knees. I bent down to pluck a slippery, ripe cherry tomato and bit into it. Sweet, tangy juice oozed out and warmed my tongue. Plunk! 2 handfuls of tomatoes joined the lonely carrot in my basket. Past the tomatoes, a small Karela patch spread across the ground. My hand covered one of the hard, oval, bumpy green Indian squashes. Although too bitter for me, my mom and dad would relish it. Snip! I cut a few from the vine with my scissors. To my right, a locky vine climbed so high and thick I could not see through the metal link fence it covered. Light green Indian squashes the size of baseball bats hung from the vine. They were too heavy for me to carry, so I left them there. On my left are the flowers of the season, blooming to show off their beauties. Some of the birds are yet to bloom, but the plant wants its beauty to shine in the morning sunshine. In front of me, most of the chili peppers were still green, but a few has aged to carnation red. I reached for a red pepper the size of my index finger. My hand tingled from its spicy heat. I quickly dropped it in my basket. A red ladybug sat on a dewy green bean leaf. I snapped a handful of smooth green beans from the fragile plant. Water droplets sprayed my arm. The ladybug fluttered away. It was time for me to leave too. I ran out of the garden and back to my house where Mom would cook our garden dinner.